Hello. I've got my book pile here, well, two book piles here of what I've read for the year and what I hope to read this month. This first one, they're going to be combined. I am also not showing my face, because my hair is wet because I just recently showered and I don't have any makeup on. I will be shortly putting makeup on because I work in a little more than an hour. But, sorry, I'm not quite comfortable yet with showing my face, but hopefully we'll get there. And I want to go through the books that I've read so far for the year. Starting with The War Between the Packs. This is the third book of the Smoky Hills Academy series by Anne Marie Meyer. So all the authors today I found on Instagram. She was one of the first that I found, along with Jay Sterling. But I read the first two books from the series last year in December, and I've been sharing on Instagram. I've been taking it after I finish a book. I take a picture, I share how many stars I give it, and yeah. So I read this in January because I finished the second one in December, so then I started this one, and I gave this one 4 stars. And oops, I put them in the wrong order. Because this is book 4. This is book 3. The Wide Receiver Outcast. And the fun thing with these books, they kind of focus, I want to say on like a couple, kind of in a way. And she writes the 2 point of views. So the chapters switch back and forth between the guy and the girl, and it just makes it a fun read. I mean, you still have all the same characters and throughout the book with like friends and all that stuff. I can't believe I put them in the wrong order. And my notes are on the back. This note should be on this book, and these notes should be on this book. But anyways, the one thing with these books, I have to say, is on the back here, it says number 1 in football. Yes, all the guys are on the football team. But the main, I don't know how to say this without being too mean about it, because I don't feel like these should be number 1 in football. But with that said, in these books, football is not talked about too much. I mean, there's maybe one game that it talks about, I think in the first book? Or is it in the second book? I think it might be the second book, actually. But other than the one game, it only really talks about football practice. And maybe once or twice in each book, I feel like the focus is more that they all go to school together rather than focused around football. All in all, it was a great series. I gave this one 4 stars and this one 5 stars. And overall, the whole series, I would say, is 5 stars. But moving on, another Anne-Marie Meyer book, Christmas Land. Oh my gosh. I knew there was a movie about this book through Hallmark with Megan Ori. Or I looked it up a long time ago how to pronounce her last name, but I love her. I've seen her in so many things, so I was excited to be able to see this movie. And I don't always read things before I see the movie because I have not read any of the Twilight books or the Hunger Games books or the Harry Potter books, and I've seen all those movies. But for once, I wanted to read before I saw the movie. And she did not disappoint. This did not disappoint. Because I knew her writing style from the Smoky Hills Academy series, I was super excited to read this. And I also read this in January. And I would definitely say it's a 5-star book. And I know books and movies, the movie's always very different than people expect it to be. And it was very different. But it was still a good movie. I think I gave the movie 4 stars. Just because I feel like they could have done a little bit better with getting some of the things in the book into the movie. And just some of the scenes that, you read. I'm one of those people that while you're reading, you can picture it in your mind. Which is why sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit of a slower reader. But in any case, so some of the things in the movie I feel like they could have done a little bit better to make it match the book. But it was still book great, 5 stars, movie great, good, 4 stars. And also in January, another one of her books, Grinchland. Sorry, I have to keep looking at the time to make sure that I am good to finish this. I might not be able to finish this, but also read in January. I also think this would make a great movie. Oh, see, I was right. So last night when I was trying to fall asleep, which took forever, I was kind of going through this, what I would say in my head and all this and all that, but I was trying to remember if the girl was blonde. And there are a couple blonde Hallmark ladies that I think would be great for this movie. So, hint, 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 hint. World Hallmark, you made Christmas Land into a movie, and it actually says the name of the movie on this one, Believe in Christmas. Make this one into a movie too. All right. we are done with that author for now. So like I said, I found all these, well, not all of these, but most of these authors on Instagram. Laura Burton. I was scrolling Instagram looking for Anne Marie so I could order more books from her and found Laura Burton. I was excited. Christmas is my favorite holiday. So if I can read about Christmas, I'm gonna read about Christmas. I was excited to find her books. It came actually as a bundle and with some socks and other things, but I read this in February. I rated it 3 stars. It was a good read and actually a little bit funnier of a read than I thought it was gonna be. But there was just, I don't know, but because I'm not a writer or an author, but everyone has their own style and everyone has fonts and font sizes that they like and all that. The one thing I found hard about reading her book, which maybe did bring the rating down a little bit, but not, maybe only like half a star. So it could have been 3.5 stars if the font wasn't too big and the font choice was picked better, but it was still a really good book. So this one got 3 stars. I'll get to the other one with my other pile of what I'm currently reading and what I hope to read. So that means we get to move on to Nikki Hall. So far, I really love her writing and her style. These are just 3 of the books from this series, the Wild Card series. And funnily enough, she has another series called Beyond the Ice, which is a hockey series. Hockey is the sport that is talked about in those books. And I wanted to start with that book. But then I looked in that book at the front and it mentioned when you meet one of the main characters in that book and this one. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll read the Wild Card series first. So these books each focus on kind of a couple again, and you meet pretty much everyone in this first book. Despite it being a prequel and being small, a really good book. You meet all the main people. This book focuses on Nadia and Derek. So Derek is I think he's the quarterback. And he's most definitely the team captain. And I don't want to spoil too much about these books, but so you meet Derek, Soren, Noah, Parker, Mac, Ava, and Chloe, and Derek's love interest, Nadia, is the other one. And these books also do the point of view switching, like chapter switching. First chapter is Derek, second chapter is Nadia, and back and forth and all that. Which I find makes the read a little bit more fun. And I gave this one 4.5 stars. And I honestly feel these books really do talk about like football practice, football games, way more than the Smoky Hills Academy series did by Anne Marie Meyer. And I just think that maybe this should be number one in football, the series. But by the end of this book, Derek and Nadia are done with school. So then this one, book one, Rule Breaker, the main focus is Soren and Vi. And the story continues. I also gave this one 4.5 stars. And by the end of this book, Soren and Vi are also done with school. I'm going to run out of time and not have to do my current. And then this one, the next one, Front Runner, is about Parker and Riley. So in this one, there is kind of a big, I don't want to say explosive, but a big event happens. And so in this one, they're kind of dealing with the new rules and things are just different because of what happened at the end of this book. Towards the end of this book, I should say. If I do it quickly, I might be able to finish. So, I was going to start with that one, but I'm going to start with this one. Oh, and I gave this one 4.5 stars too. And I read this in March, this in February, and this in February. Hard Hitter. I'm currently on this one. I have the page number written down, but I've read 7 chapters. 71 pages in. I'd say so far it's about 3-ish stars. But I'm not even halfway. This one is about Noah and Chloe. Chloe is Derek's sister from the first book. So she transfers to their school at the beginning of the book. And I started this right after I finished this one. Well, the day after I finished this one while I was dog sitting like a week and a half ago. And it's just a good book so far. I don't really have too many details to be able to tell you about this book yet. But that leads us to the last book in the series, Playmaker. This book is Mac and Blue. I don't really, sorry, my get ready alarm was going off. I can dismiss that and wait a few minutes to finish up this pile. But I'm excited to see what this Max story will bring. Mac, Noah, and Parker all live together. In this one, Chloe moves in with Ava, she was introduced in the first book, and she is the main focus of the first book from the Beyond the Ice series. So I'm excited to read about her love story, because these are all romance books, or kind of romance books. because you're learning about a couple in each book, but they all have the same characters because Noah, Mac, and Parker live together, and across the hall, Ava and Chloe live together. Oh, the first of the month. But anyways, I can't wait to see what the rest of this story brings. Alrighty, back to this one. So I started this after I finished the other one back in February. And I've definitely struggled a bit to read this. I don't know if it's because, well, it's probably got several reasons that I've struggled to read this. One, I feel like there's maybe a little bit too much backstory. And it does go from perspective to perspective of the two main people. I also feel like I'm struggling because of... So the two main people are both hesitant, I guess, to admit their feelings for each other. And I feel like that's maybe also a little bit why I'm struggling to get into this book, because it's just not... I mean, I know a lot of stories don't just jump right in. You have to have some backstory. So I don't know why I'm struggling with this book. But I did, for some reason the other night, read 5 chapters. So I've read 13 chapters. I read 7 chapters in February, that means then. But I'm trying to think, like, how many stars would I give it so far? Because I'm a little more than halfway. And I mean, the story is starting to get good. But I don't know. Right now it's maybe sitting at like 2.5 stars. I don't know. If you've read this, you'll have to tell me what you thought of this book and the other book, because I don't know what it is about these books that I'm just struggling with when I was super excited to read them. So, moving on to... Okay, so I set probably a lofty goal of reading 52 books this year for myself. That obviously is a book a week. Have I done that? No. Because I've only read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books, and I'm halfway through one book and a little bit into another book. But with that being said, since I got a little bit behind, April, I have a goal of reading 6 books. So you saw the 2 that I'm currently reading and the last one for the Wildcard series. So I've got 3 more books here of hope to read for April. The first one being People We Meet on Vacation. So one thing with this book, I know there's a movie on Netflix. I have not really done any research into the book or the movie on how people, well, who's in the movie, no clue. I saw the trailer, I think, or part of the trailer, and it looks good. And I can't wait to watch it. after I read this book. But because I did no research, I really don't know. I mean, I know people like the book and the movie. And I know between books and movies, there's lots of changes and lots of discrepancies. And I need to be a little bit quicker about this because I need to get ready. I just am excited to read it. And I have more of Emily Henry's books already in an Amazon list. But I have not read like any of the reviews or anything for the book or the movie, but it's something I'm looking forward to reading and watching. And now we're back to another Anne Marie Meyer book. She has so many books and series that I want to read. This is one of her standalone books. She doesn't actually have very many standalone books, but I hope I can eventually read almost all her books. But Lucky Charm. So with this book, there's 2 reasons why I'm excited to read this book. A, one of the main people, it's based in Nashville. And I'm a country girl at heart. B, the guy on this book is an NHL. Oh, NHL. It says NFL. Oops. Oh well. Football's not my favorite sport. I don't like to watch football. I'm fine reading about football. Why did I think it was NHL? Oh well. Anyways. So it doesn't combine 2 of my favorite things, but it has one of my favorite things, the base of Nashville, even though I've never been there. And she's a singer. I don't know if she's a country singer, but Nashville, you can kind of guess that it's country music. But I am super excited to read this. And last book, and I gotta make it kind of quick, A Tale of Despereaux. So I've got lots of notes in here, and I have to be kind of quick about it. But I read Because of Winn-Dixie, which is also by Kate. I don't want to butcher her last name. I started this book already, and I think it was in October of 2023. Because I read Because of Winn-Dixie while I was staying with the dog. Because I had the book, and I just... I started it, and then I think I got the book from the library, and I finished it. But I also got this book from the library and didn't finish it. So let's get to my notes. So I know I'm somewhere in book 2. Book the 2nd. The problem is, I don't exactly know where. Because here in chapter 20, I do remember the rat hanging from the chandelier. And then here, I recognize this picture. And then very close behind that is book the 3rd. And I know I'm nowhere near. I'm not there. I know I'm not there. So I'm somewhere in book the 2nd. My problem with this book is, do I just completely restart the book, or do I restart here at book second to get myself reacquainted. Maybe I'll do that rather than having to. I mean, I don't think it would take me very long because these chapters are kind of short to read 81 pages. I think it would maybe take me 2 nights of reading before bed. But so far I really like it, and I really liked Because of Winn-Dixie. But I don't know what I should do. So please let me know in the comments what you think, where I should start. Should I restart the book, or just should I restart at book the second? And that's all I have for you. And at the end of the month, I will do an update of what I've read for the month. So because I haven't done anything yet for the year, this is why I combined it. But I am unsure how I want to go forward. So you'll have to let me know in the comments too if I should just have 2 videos monthly. So the first of the month, what I'm currently reading, what I hope to read for the month, and then at the end of the month, what I've actually read. 2 separate videos, or should I just do a combined video again every month of what I've read and what I hope to read for the next month? So please let me know. And now I really do have to go get ready. Finish getting ready. I'm already mostly ready. I just have to put a different sweatshirt on because this is my pajama sweatshirt and my makeup and go to work. So have a good day or night. Bye.